He chose to do what he did. He liked hurting people. She touched a wet cheek. You don't think he was sick? Not in the sense of benefiting from a pill or surgery or even psychotherapy. I handed her a tissue. So death's what's called for. What's called for is keeping him away from the rest of us. Well, we did that all right. The DA said if anyone's going to get gassed, it's him. She gave an angry laugh. Does that trouble you? I said. No, maybe. I don't know. I mean, if he ever makes it to the gas chamber, I'm not going to be standing around watching him asphyxiate. He deserves it, but I guess it's the calculated aspect that gets to me, knowing that on such and such a day, at such and such a time. But would I do anything different? What would be the alternative? Giving him a chance of getting out and doing those things again? Even correct choices can be agonizing. Do you believe in the death penalty? I thought for a while, composing my answer. Normally I avoid injecting my opinions into therapy, but this time evasion would be a mistake. I'm where you are, Lucy. The idea of someone being calculatedly put to death bothers me, and I'd have trouble pulling the switch, but I can see cases where it might be the best choice. So what does that make us, Dr. Delaware? Hypocrites? No, I said, it makes us human. I didn't jump at gassing him, you know. I was the holdout. The others were really on me to finish up. Was it rough for you? No, they weren't nasty or anything, just persistent, repeating their reasons and staring at me like I was a stupid kid who'd eventually come around. So I guess I have to wonder if part of it was good old peer pressure. As you said, what would have been the alternative? Guess so. You're in conflict because you're a moral person, I said. Maybe that's why the images have started returning. She looked confused. What do you mean? Maybe at this point in time you need to remember exactly what Schwant did. To convince myself what I did was right? Yes. That seemed to calm her, but she cried some more. The tissue in her hand was wadded tight, and I handed her another one. It all boiled down to sex, didn't it? She said with sudden anger. He got off on other people's pain. All that defense testimony about uncontrollable impulses was bull. Those poor, poor women. What he made them... Oh, God, why am I starting my day talking about this? She looked at her watch. Better be going. The clock on the mantel said 15 minutes to go. We've got time left. I know, but would you mind if I left a little early? Stuff's been piling up. My desk is a... She grimaced and looked away. It's what, Lucy? I was going to say a bloody mess. Laughter. The whole experience has warped me, Dr. Delaware. I reached over and touched her shoulder. Give it time. I'm sure you're right. Time. I wish there were 34 hours in the day. Are you backlogged because of jury duty? No, I cleared the backlog the first week, but my workload seems heavier. They keep shoving stuff at me as if they're punishing me. Why would they be punishing you? For taking 3 months off. The firm was legally obligated to grant me leave, but they weren't happy about it. When I showed my boss the notice, he told me to get out of it. I didn't. I thought it was important. I didn't know what trial I'd be assigned to. Had you known, would you have tried to get out of it? She thought. I don't know. Anyway, I've got 8 new major corporate accounts to clear paper on. Used to be only tax season was like this. She shrugged and stood. Behind her, the pelicans began a dive in formation. When we reached the door, she said, Have you seen Detective Sturgis lately? I saw him a couple of days ago. How's he doing? Fine. What a nice guy. How does he deal with this kind of stuff constantly? Not every case is like Schwant. Thank God for that. Her skirt was in place, but she tugged at it, smoothing the thin fabric over hard, narrow hips. Are you sure you want to leave early, Lucy? We've gotten into some pretty disturbing stuff. I know, but I'll be fine. Talking about it's made me feel better. We left the house and walked across the footbridge to the front gate. I turned the bolt and we stepped out to Pacific Coast Highway. This far north of the Malibu colony, coastal traffic was thin. A few commuters from Ventura and produce trucks rattling down from Oxnard. But the vehicles that did pass were speeding and deafening, and I could barely hear her when she thanked me again. I watched her get into her little blue Colt. The car fired up and she gave the wheel a quick turn, peeling out, burning rubber. I went